Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and this is my husband Sam. That's our dog Abby. Today Sam wants to talk about something that happened to him in class yesterday with a classmate. So what happened?
So Zach has once again been kind of trying to steamroller a lot of the class. We were doing um, some very abstract philosophical stuff, doctrine of God, kind of what is God, what does he do, and Zach's kind of going off on these thought lines to which there really isn't an answer, and we could never actually come up with an answer. He's kind of laying the rabbit crumbs, um, which on one level is good, and I don't mind that, but the trouble is that class is kind of an introduction class, and there are a lot of people in the class who this is their first time really tackling these subjects, and so they're really having to get their heads around them for the first time, and he's piling on the complexity as if it's a far more advanced class. He and these people are really struggling because they're just trying to get their minds around that basic concept, and he's piling on the complexity before they get around it. And some of my classmates are really struggling because of that steamrolling. And so, like, April was in tears because it just pulled away from her so quickly that she just isn't grounded in any way.
So you want Zach to be more conscientious of what is happening in the class because since it is an introductory class, there are a lot of people that don't understand what's going on, and Zach is going over their heads.
Essentially, Zach is a very bright person, and there are certainly people in the class who can take him on, but at the end of the day, this is a very broad scope class. Lots of degree programs have to take this class, um, and so there's all sorts of levels of ability. But he is tackling it as if it's one of the more advanced classes, and some people are losing it. And he kind of, what's annoying is he frames it in the way as if he's trying to have a discussion. He claims I like discussion, I learn to do discussion, but the discussions are incredibly one-sided. Um, he has, he knows what he thinks, and he's determined that side is gonna come out in the conversation, and that is very different to the climate of the seminary as a whole. We are very much a seminary in which we sit down and we listen to other people's points of views. We might not agree with them, but we certainly don't push the conversation like that. So, like, one guy I was talking to yesterday, it doesn't matter. He's like, his best friend at seminary has completely opposite political and theological views, but that doesn't matter. But Zach, on the other hand, comes in from a far more one-sided point of view. His way of thinking is right, and he deliberately likes to show off by laying rabbit trail questions, especially what we were doing last night. It was so abstract, the issue we were looking at anyway, and he was just trying to pull it into the even more abstract, the realm in which the questions were ones that humanity has been trying to answer for millennia, and we don't actually have an answer to, and we're not going to come up with an answer in that 3-hour class.
So you want Zach to be more open-minded toward other people's points of views and other people's arguments, and quite possibly use that as a grounding point to be more in the conversation rather than out in his own.
Not just their points of views, but especially just understanding that there are people in that class who are not at his level. There are people in that class who haven't done theological studies before. They've come from music degrees, they've come from history degrees. And whilst they're just trying to learn the concepts, they're trying to learn the essentials, he's there going into the realm of the much more complex.
Okay. Well, that sounds really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope maybe that Zach can come to terms with this and maybe work on how he projects himself a little bit more. Thank you for talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so